just don't know what is his
I
level
hear some
today.
shit. Wait, I hear some shit somewhere.
ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? Hey Nathan, choose. Hey guys, what's up? We are back. We are the Bombay Banter Club, and we're just four guys. Love football. Would like to just talk for maybe 3-4 hours about it. So just getting right onto it. Let me start the video with just saying that congrats to Liverpool on winning the Premier League. It's a great achievement. We should congratulate them. Also, we have another top news that is, Sane has just joined Bayern. I think it's a wonderful signing considering, what Sane has not shown to us in the last 1 year because we have not seen him in the last 1 year or more than 12 months. We just don't know what is his
I
level
hear some
today.
shit. Wait, I hear some shit somewhere.
ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? Hey Nathan, choose. Sorry, there was some technical glitch. Getting just back. Yeah, we should congratulate Liverpool on their incredible achievement for their season. They have been trying hard for maybe a number of years. To be particular, last 4 years at least, I can say. If you talk about bigger numbers, it goes back to some 30, I don't know, some 40, 50 years. I don't know. Maybe another one will come in another 50 years. But it's good to know that they have won the Premier League. It was one of their biggest aim of the season. Even though they had a world-class squad, they decided that we will go for that one trophy. They thought that even if we are seal the league in the month of December, or even say let's just push it and say that they won the league in January, and still they thought that they should prioritize the Premier League and keep fighting for it. Lose the Champions League first leg to Atletico in the 1-0 and go to the press conference and say that we have Premier League business when they were sitting at somewhere close to 20 points ahead of their second position. But yeah, incredible position. Liverpool, champions of England. Great achievement. Moving on, but we have another exciting topic, or not topic, transfer that has just come in. Is that Sane is going to Bayern. It's everything indicates to a number of things that will go down for City. But talking about the move, brilliant signing. But I'll just ask one of us better than who then. Arjun, what do you think about Sane moving to Bayern, and what do you think how it will affect City in the long run? Because considering Champions League is not happening, and it's not like they can go to the open market and just buy another big world class. It's not just about money; it's also about getting the best player. What do you think? How will it affect City in the long run? Not just in the long run, in the upcoming 2 seasons, just to be precise, at least.
Well, to be honest, I think it's quite a weird signing by Bayern. They're spending a lot of money on a guy who's been out for a very long time, like you said. But for City in particular, I don't think they'll have a problem attracting young talent if it's expensive because they have a lot of time to play. So even if the Champions League banners there, City does provide the best wages in the league. So I think someone would be like, this is a profession, I'm a professional, I need to be paid the best. I can see people with that attitude coming into City for sure. And that's probably what happened even if there's a transfer ban. But with Sane leaving, you could already see like how badly City's been affected, especially in the front with Sane gone and Aguero gone. They're much better than the rest of the pack, but clearly, I mean, the gap between them and Liverpool is something you can't ignore, and that raises a whole different set of questions. So they're definitely going to be big in the summer, regardless of FFP. But then, yeah, I really like this transfer for City. For Bayern, it's quite a nice transfer, but I don't know how good a transfer was for them because the guy's injury record has to be looked at, and I don't know how severe it is. But if you're out for a year and then you're going to like go out and spend 50 million on the guy, then you've got to have some real backing, which he has shown in the past. But still, like at this stage of his career, maybe they could have waited.
50
But
million
yeah,
at a time like this.
yeah,
Yeah, even when you look at the
precisely.
player, also it's understandable. It's a young player at this end. But then Nathan, what do you think that how do you think that City is gonna not about lining up? Also, it's also about losing a key player and maybe not being able to replace him. That is the biggest challenge. How do you think they will deal
Firstly,
with that?
Sane is one of the best players, one of the best wingers in the league on his day. He's been
Who
injured.
better
That
than
doesn't
Liverpool to
mean.
say that?
I'm sorry, what?
Who better than Liverpool to say that?
Yeah, he's killed us. That 4-0 where he curled one past in the second post. I'm like, that shit stays in your brain, dude. He's top class. He's a class player. Got the pace, got the skill, got everything. But he's injury prone right now. It seems like he is. But City, I don't think it'll affect them too much. That's what Germany thought too, but right during the World
Yeah.
Cup, not having Sane won't affect them. But you see what happened to them, right? I hope that doesn't happen to City with the transfer
That's a
ban. But
curse.
front three, Sterling, Mahrez, Aguero for some time, and then Jesus replacing. They'll get someone else in, Foden coming in. Not a problem, man. Not a problem.
Yeah, because
City have
we
got the money.
already saw them having a moderate season, sitting in the second place of the Premier League. So we don't think a downfall. But Stellon, what do you think? Because you know Manchester, your neighbor, performing and not performing matters a lot to you.
This season, like I think, yeah, they have been below expectations, what people expect of them usually. But Sane is like we can't say that he's injury prone. I think this is his first major injury in his career. Like he's not like he gets injured constantly. But also, I think one more reason why Bayern must have gone for him because he has played in the Bundesliga before, like for Schalke, obviously. So I think he has that experience of the Bundesliga. So that way, considering he might be a good signing for them. But for City, I think, yeah, they need like a good summer, I think, to get back to their best because right now they are utilizing their full squad, which they never do. Like they always have like some big players on the bench always. But right now they are like
Yes.
utilizing everything. And with David Silva going, with Fernandinho, I think he's sticking for one more year. I don't know.
Fernandinho is also leaving, right?
But I think he signed, no idea.
He
Like,
signed another year for another year.
but even if he stays, I don't think they'll rely on him too much because he's like what 31, 30. So I think
But
one
he'll be
thing
playing the big games
yeah.
for
So
sure.
one like the Chelsea one.
But if he starts making mistakes like the Chelsea FA, what the hell was that, man? Like you don't
Good
make such
keeping.
mistakes, a senior
Good
player like
keeping.
him.
That was his first red card, you'll know. That was his first red card, right?
No, that was like
Yeah.
second or third red card in City with City.
No, even I don't think it's his first red card. Maybe in
No,
FA
dude,
Cup. Maybe
he's
in
got
the
a
FA
lot
Cup.
of red cards with City.
Maybe in the FA Cup it's the first one.
Okay.
That's possible,
Because
but
I
no,
remember
not
the
the first one.
commentator saying this was his first red or something like that.
No, I think I've seen one. At least in the last
I
season. No, I've
I
seen
think it
one.
was more like it's more Reds. Should be that. But yeah, I think
But
they need like their attack is pretty much sorted. I think pretty much, but they need a reliable defense, which has like gone for a toss this season.
yeah,
They need a
because ever
centre
since
back like
Company, yeah, since Company has left, and that whole attitude of not replacing him with a bigger, and then losing Stones and Laporte in the starting of the season, destroyed their season. That was self-explanatory that when you lose Company and the other two main pieces of your defense, you have such a downfall. It's not a big deal. But then looking at the other part also, that considering that they don't have Champions League, or considering the fact that they probably they're sitting today thinking that we don't have Champions League for the next 2 years, because that is also maybe one reason that Sane left, because Sane would also be the negotiations would have been that we can give you Champions League. So even
dude,
Pep or not
We can
Pep.
give you the title and Champions League. Both
dude,
are
but
when you sign the
I
contract.
think the Sane Bayern links came way before the Champions League ban. I think that I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
that
correct.
had to
Last
do
season
anything.
itself they were going to sign him.
Yeah, it was like long back. I don't think the Champions League had any effect.
Yeah,
But at that
actually.
time they didn't have Champions League football. They only had the German title on the contract. That was the only thing left for
Now
them.
they have, that's the. But then I think, Sane to Bayern is like a very long-term deal, like, looking at a 5-year, 7-year deal type of a deal,
Dude, I think
because,
Sane to Bayern is more of getting into the German team. So that's like the passport.
exactly. They must have guaranteed him that you will play for the national team. The next 3 World Cups, you are a starter. They can promise
Rubio,
that.
sir.
Bayern can
Rubio, sir.
promise that. City cannot. That is one thing. But another fun fact is also that looking at City's team now and looking like a top player like Sane leaving, even with such an injury record in the last 12 months, who else do you think is that 1-2 player that can, sure shot leave? Like they get a chance, they will leave. Who do you think is that 1-2 players like Stallone? 1-2 players that you think can,
Hmm.
if they get a chance, they'll leave.
City, leaving City is a difficult for any player, I feel, because you get to play with such good players. Plus, like Arjun said, you get such good wages. Manchester is the best for wages.
Pep Guardiola.
So I think
If Pep
leaving
sticks
City
around, no
is
one's leaving.
only a player like Sane with so much talent and he has that arrogance that he can play in any team. I think only a player like that can leave City. Or maybe Sterling because he left Liverpool.
So, but Arjun,
But
who
I
do you
don't think
think
he'll
would
leave.
leave? Like,
He'll leave City.
yeah,
Okay, let's just talk about the best player first, KDB. Realistically, which clubs can afford his wages, considering the types of wages we've seen
Any
from
team he
these
wants to
clubs?
play for, anywhere he wants to play, they'll afford his wages, bro. He's telling
PSG,
it down.
Juventus, um, the Spanish duo. I think these are the four clubs. Out of these, I think the Spanish duo, Barcelona and Real Madrid, they're probably a club he could leave City for and look at it as an upgrade because not only is he getting the wages, he'll be playing in another league since he's played at the Bundesliga, the Belgian league, as well as the Premier League. He get a different experience. On top of that, you definitely can say he's going to a more competitive club, especially if he goes to Madrid. Like Madrid's a hotbed of talent right now. They're probably going to win La Liga this year. So it'd be good for him, and he'd be linking up with players like Hazard, who he knows are quality outside their current form. So realistically, I only look at Madrid, who can poach someone like KDB. As for the other players, I think like they haven't spent enough time at the club to fully realize the value of their contracts for them to even like think of leaving right now. Because despite the Champions League ban, which is not coming due to their professional level dropping, it's coming because of financial reason.
yeah.
So I don't see the wages going down. So I don't see any reason to leave, especially the new boys. So yeah, Nathan, what about you?
I think I agree with you, dude, for sure. Kevin De Bruyne, if he gets a chance, I think he should go to Real Madrid because Kevin De Bruyne belongs in that white jersey, iconic as fuck. Everyone, the entire stadium after him, and then 2 years later booing him and all that bullshit. But still, dude, he belongs in Real Madrid. And then maybe Sterling can leave, join any other team in the Premier League. Like, I'm a Liverpool fan, so he's a snake. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
I was
wages at
thinking
City
about
are
exactly
too
one player.
high.
That is Sterling. Which other team would you would see Sterling wear? Which jersey do you think in the Premier League he would wear, and he'll be a starter type of a player? I don't see him in any other jersey, man. Liverpool, okay, that is done deal. And now City, I don't see him leaving. It's not only about leaving; it's also about seeing him in another club, the fans accepting him, the club management accepting him, and all those things. I was thinking
I can see
Tottenham, but then
him.
no way Tottenham can take him because he does not
Tottenham,
have a position
Chelsea.
there.
Why?
Dude,
Bro, Jose Mourinho will make a position for him near Harry Kane.
but
Son
he
on the
has
left.
better players like Son and all over there.
But
So
if
why would he go
but
for a player
Son
like
but
Sterling?
the Son, Sterling and Harry Kane trio head will be like deadly, man.
Yeah, that sounds scary, man.
But
That's
I don't
scary
think
Like,
as fuck.
Sterling will have crazy wages, man. Sterling will have a
Imagine
crazy
Harry
wage, I'm
Kane at
sure,
top
which
form,
Tottenham
Sterling
cannot have.
scoring.
So that is
Only
that
the
is
only problem in that might be that Harry Kane will not pass the ball to Sterling if he's in front of goal. So fuck you, Harry
I
Kane.
I think Harry Kane leaving is more of a chance than Sterling joining.
Nah,
No
really,
man,
who will buy?
Harry,
Who will
no.
buy Harry Kane?
But
United can buy.
on a
But I
realistic
think
note, Kevin De Bruyne should go to Real Madrid. That's the only person who would make a
That is the
difference. Because
only
if
realistic
he's the
upgrade
heart of
that he
that
can
team,
have.
right? He's the heart of the team. When they're having a bad day, he pulls them through. When they're having a good
But
day, he
that's why
takes
they
them
bought
to a higher
Hazard.
level.
That's why they bought
But
Hazard.
yeah, imagine Toni Kroos, Modric when he's fit coming on and Kevin De Bruyne playing, man. That is dream shit.
That's insane
Barcelona
as it
fan,
sounds
be
yeah,
on
scared,
paper,
be
but
very
Valverde,
scared.
scary.
they have Valverde
as
also.
insane as it sounds on paper, it's never gonna work out. Hazard is there for that. You cannot. I don't think Kevin
Speaking
De
of
Bruyne
which,
bench. Huh?
speaking of which, dude, he was talking on midfields, right? Hypothetical midfields. What about yours? We've not spoken about the elephant in the room here, man. Barcelona's new look midfield.
तेरे को भी चाहिए
Barcelona,
midfielder, मेरे को भी चाहिए
moving
midfielder,
into a
dude.
new era.
चल.
Barcelona moving into a new era of old players.
Like, so yeah,
They only
Nikhil.
look, yeah, that's what. So Barcelona is moving into a new era of only old players, where they buy players who can succeed. They're not ready to, they're not ready to put their money or spend time on players who are young, will take a year or two or even a little amount of time to understand the game and then show your talent and type of stuff. Where Arthur has struggled in the last 2 years. If you realistically look into it, he has not established
Struggled.
himself in the team. He has struggled. He's not. If you look at Frankie De Jong in the last 6 months, last one season that he has come, he has established himself. Frankie, on a day he's injured, on a day he's fit, he is a starter. Busquets and Frankie has been a starter in the whole season. But if you look at the third midfielder, Vidal or Arthur or Alenia, Ricky, Rakitic, all these guys have been splitting in that one position. But if you actually look at a quality midfielders who have established themselves in the team, it's Frankie and Busquets. Busquets because of obvious reasons, but Frankie because of the absolute talent that he has. But Arthur has been struggling, but then it's a shocker that they decided to sell him off and get another guy. But then the reasoning makes absolute sense because today Barcelona is not in a position to invest money or big money, small money is not the thing. Invest money in young players and give them the time to come. I'll wait for you. And other than that, they would like to buy an established player, put him in a team, and ask him to score the goals or balance the team type of. So Pjanic absolutely fits
How
the
much do you
team.
think the fact that Messi is reaching the end of his career and had to do with the fact that they had to buy someone who's already at the peak and already ready to distribute the balls and
Messi
carry
at
out
the
the
end of
game?
his career is a very good thing because we have been hearing it for 2 years. Messi at the end of the year, at this 33, he has 17 assists, which probably
Okay.
I don't think any other player. Kevin De Bruyne has 19 assists, but he does not have 12 goals also. So 21 goals also.
No, I'm
So
saying
that's
the
what
fact that Messi. No, I'm saying the fact that Messi at the end of his career had to do with a transfer and them signing someone like Real Madrid signed Rodrigo and what's his name, Vinicius Junior. Kids who will be given time and are big prospects. But here you signed Pjanic, who's 30, who's already the finished product. Obviously, he's a good player, but that's the whole reason they signed a good player so that he can stick with Messi for 2 years and then once Messi passes on, they'll get someone else and then they'll start building
Yeah,
on.
Dude,
so that's exactly what I said. Today, Barcelona does not have the time to give time, because we have 6 players who are 30 plus,
No, so you're saying
actually
the
30
entire
plus.
reason is because of Messi. It's
Not just
because of
Messi,
Messi.
Busquets, PK, Suarez, all these guys are 32, 33, 34 years old. Now, if you're going to buy
That's
young
the
players,
only reason.
I
if you're
don't
going
think
to buy,
that's great, dude. I don't
Okay.
think.
Okay, I
ask
think
them.
the reason for Barca's I think they have been desperate to win the Champions League since the last few seasons. I think one of the reasons should be that they want to give Messi the Champions League and they so desperate for to win. I think that is why they are signing finished players or best top players because they don't want to wait because like Nathan said, Messi is at the end of his career and they want to win the Champions League. One of the reasons is that's why they're buying experienced players so that they can build that team quickly instead of giving young players time and I think like Nathan said, maybe in 2 years when Messi is gone, they'll actually start the rebuild proper. But right now, I
With the
think
La
they
Masia.
Because if you look at the club, there are some 7 players who are 30 plus, and to be precise, in that 5 of them are 33, and one is even 34. So if you're going
But the
to
solution to that isn't signing another player who's 30, right? That's
yes, that is the
they
solution.
want to feel at home,
Look at the
bro.
scenario.
acha,
They want to
Look at the
Yeah,
scenario.
old age home.
they all want to
Famous
hang out
oh,
together.
but
But the other
But
side of the deal is Juventus are getting a really good player, man, and Arthur. They've got
the
a
other side
cracker
of
of
deal
a
is
deal.
that if you really look into in the last 4 to 5 years in the Champions League, when we see Juventus, there's that 1-2 players who always have been outstanding. That's been Pjanic, that's been
Dybala.
Dybala, without a doubt. They are these 2 players who used to carry the team in front. And Pjanic has been a starter. He's been in that position for the last 6 years. I think there is a positional conflict that Barcelona will face between Pjanic and Busquets because they almost play the same thing past 5, 6 years. Busquets been playing the DM position past 10 years, you can say. And Pjanic in the last 6 years, at least at Juventus, is playing that exact position. So there is a positional conflict again, lack of planning. lack of desire, lack of, a sporting plan. That's all there in Barcelona.
Or maybe
But
it's
then,
just the age, right? If both of them are getting old, or both of them cannot play the entire game, like the entire season, right? So one will play half, the other will play the other half, and then you're sorted, you're
this can
winning the
also
league.
be a reason, but then the main part is that they want experienced players to come in and, people who have been in those Champions League finals, who have been in those Champions League semi-finals, second legs, who have been in those tension fields. Because if you put Arthur in a Champions League semi-final, second leg, I'm not saying he will not perform. He will definitely perform. He'll do his job. But then if there is a point of time where you have to go out of the box and do something unreal to carry your team, Arthur would not, but maybe Pjanic could. You can expect it
Okay.
from him. So that's something that you look into in a player.
No second legs
But
this time.
you think Nikhil, instead of signing a player like Pjanic, who's really good on the ball, no doubt he's been one of the top midfielders in Europe,
So
like
that's
good
what we
free
are
kick
clouding
taker,
that
good.
reason that Pjanic is a top
Yeah.
player.
But do you think players like you would rather sign a machine like a box to box midfielder who will get your give you the legs in the midfield, because you clearly don't have the legs. Frankie doesn't have the ability to run up down the entire game. He's got really
Vidal.
skillful, but Vidal cannot play, right? If you're playing Busquets and Frankie, Vidal doesn't fit in. Instead
So
of
that's what there is a lack. So there is a positional conflict that's going to come. But then, the whole agenda of getting an experienced player is this. If you look at the last 2 to 3 transfer windows, we got Griezmann, who was 29 years old. We got Vidal, who was 32 years old. We got Pjanic now for 30 years old. So the whole plan has been that we want experienced players who can cover Messi, Suarez, because, you cannot go tomorrow and tell Suarez to defend or, come back, when there is a corner, come and take, cover the goal, cover 2, 3 players. Suarez is never going to listen to that. And at the same time, you cannot even ask Messi to do it, because this is a guy who gets 15 assists, scores 20 goals. So in the attacking side is completely taken care of him. You cannot go into the dressing room and be like, hey, we want you to defend. We want you to cover the left side of the wing or something. No, it's definitely not going to happen. He cannot do it, because, you can't be defending and also be creating 2 goals in the same game and also scoring 2 goals. These are, robotic stuff that you can't expect.
Yeah,
From,
that's the whole point of, but that's the whole point of having a team, right? You're not supposed to be doing it all by yourself. Like, I know Messi does it better than anyone else in the world, but
so that's
at
what
some
you'll have
point
to.
you have to find a balance between accepting that he is also human and he's not going to be able, he's a part of the team and has to do his part also defensively.
If
Because
there was a point where he would give us a chance and say that, hey, I'm human, I can't do everything, then we would start thinking. But he comes in every game, he's assisting. Just tell me, this is a guy who's 33 years old, 17 assists and 21 goals.
yeah,
There is no.
I understand that.
If you look at players like Maradona and all, at 31 he already was, almost ending his career playing for Sevilla and all. So you're talking about a player, who's just got his Ballon d'Or,
I'm saying
potentially
Dude,
getting another
dude,
one.
no one here is comparing Messi
Sevilla
or
game, for
we
example, the
can't
Sevilla
even
game.
try. Yeah.
No, but the
Yeah,
whole part
no
about,
doubt he's the
asking
best, but
Messi should
at
do a better
times,
job, Messi should start taking up control, all that is bullshit, because you are trying to, cloud his whole abilities and what he's giving to the team
I
pragmatically.
do. No one can deny that Messi is brilliant. But at one point, like for example, the Sevilla game, I felt Barcelona lacked a plan, dude. They lacked the plan because their entire plan is give the ball to Messi, he'll do something. That's not how you play football, right? That's not how you play a game. You cannot just be like give Messi, he'll do something. You need to have a plan. If it's not working with Messi, you need to have Suarez doing something, have other players pitching in. I didn't think Barcelona had that plan B, dude, and they still don't, because buying someone like Pjanic doesn't seem like a plan B. Dembele maybe has that spark, but I don't think Pjanic was that good a deal for Barcelona at the end of the day.
Say, Nikhil, can you honestly tell me that your manager will stay this season? Because if you're making a signing like this for the next season, I'm pretty sure like the kind of money that's been spent, even though it's like a net, but either way, you're losing a player of tremendous value in Arthur. Do you think this manager stays next season? On top of which, do you think that it was a good idea to swap such a young player, especially when you don't know who your next guy will be? Since it's becoming increasingly clear you aren't winning La Liga, which equals to Quentin probably being sacked. So, like, that's my main question.
That's what today, when you look at the table and you can, there is a potential ability that if the manager does not give him the La Liga, because when he came in, he had the La Liga. He just had to take it forward in the same level, which he did not. He lost a lot of points. That's the true. But if next season, if we don't win the La Liga, then it's a quite obvious reason that he could lose the he could lose the job and a new guy could come. But then that's about the job, right? It's always uncertain. You don't keep up to the expectations, you lose your job. So you cannot do anything. But when you do a planning, the plan should be clear that I didn't want a young player, I wanted an experienced player. And then I got an experienced player. Now it's the next person's job. So
No, but like in the sense like Pjanic itself, I don't see like someone like Pjanic being someone who fits in quickly. Because
no,
let's be honest.
Absolutely not. We are seeing a player like Griezmann, who's a World Cup winner, who's been playing, such high level in a team.
In
carrying
Spain,
a team,
in
and now
Spain.
he's coming and he's not even found his place in a team like Barcelona. So it has been obvious.
Exactly. So like
Pjanic won't
so
find
like
a place.
having Pjanic come in who's so old and like Arthur who's like, to be fair, he's settled in. Like his performance is variable, but he's settled in to a degree. You know what you can expect of Arthur. So now you throw in someone like Pjanic into your team, and you've obviously spoken about like the positional conflict that's there between him and Busquets. Do you think that like your midfield can function like how Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta used to do it with Frankie, Busquets, and Pjanic? Do you think that's the vision, or do you
No.
think that like no? Okay, can you expand on that? Like
That's where what Nathan said was also the fact that it could be a reason that old players, so now you will have to take calls on first 6 games you play 6 games. But if you look at a team, that's not possible. You cannot just be like Busquets plays the first 6 games and the next 6 games Pjanic. That does not work. It's a team game. So again, there's a positional conflict, and it's not going to work out. To my honestly, I feel that till December maybe Pjanic would not even make his debut. Is what I feel, because if he has to make his debut, Busquets should be sitting in the bench. Or you're just going to play him out of position and get zero outcome of him. So it's going to be the same thing. Like you play a player, but you're not getting anything from the player. So might as well just make him sit on the bench.
Because there's not too many people who can make sense of this transfer, to be honest. Like besides the financial, like in terms of footballing sense, there's not too much. Because Arthur is like one of the top talents who is tipped to be one of the top Brazilian players. And Pjanic obviously is class. So I think so Juventus, even with their packed midfield, will make place for Arthur in their midfield, dude. Even with
you know what? That's another weird thing. Like Pjanic this season, he hasn't quite adapted to Sarri either. Towards the end of the season, he has, but like I think for a good 3-4 months, he was not exactly at the level he was at last season. So like again, we're looking at a player who takes time to adapt, and like Nikhil said, till December we might not see Pjanic play. So do you think like the problems up top are now completely clouding the problems on the field? Like
exactly, now they have mainly got the mindset of it's like the FIFA mindset that they have: get top players, put them push them onto the team, and then expect them to produce goals, produce assists. We saw Coutinho fail miserably. A top player coming from a good league, coming into a play and having absolutely no clue to do on the field. It was a whole season of Coutinho not absolutely knowing what to do on the job. I've seen videos, not just videos, post-match conferences also, managers saying that we just don't know what to do, because we are giving him the instructions, but just that he's not able to. So that's Coutinho. Now we have Griezmann. I'm sitting in the month of June. Still, Griezmann has not cemented himself in the team. So that's again another, top player again. Now you can see Pjanic coming in. He's not going to make it, because if you're going to make it, you have to bench Busquets. That is impossible, because Busquets still plays in the highest level at the age of 31, and I expect
him. And he's one of the classiest players in the world, dude. He's one of the classiest players in the world.
And you're expecting Pjanic to exactly the same position. So it's again a mistake that the thing is doing. But what I feel is that they want experienced guys.
Yeah. Everyone is clueless on what's happened.
Everyone is clueless.
But on a positive note, do you think Ricky will get way more game time now?
Yeah, because considering now last 2 games he has played, today he's starting against Atletico Madrid. I think Ricky has a brilliant future ahead. I think these Pjanic deals and Vidal and all are these short-term things. When you look at the next 5 years, you see Frankie starting, Ricky starting, players like Alenia coming back from loan. So these are all those short-term things. And you have to also look at the management. These are not Barcelona is not an owner-driven club. So every 5 years, 6 years,
but these short-term deals are very important, very, very important, because Messi is not going to be there forever, and
this is the final year
that is what's probably driving it, dude.
Correct.
That's what I
Yeah.
think is driving.
That's all for today, guys. Anyways, let's see, come up with some new transfers and exciting games in the week and discuss about it together. Bye.
1920 champions, boys.
Chal.
Cut that part out. Cut that part out, dude.